Hey, cunts, don't forget to click the subscribe button. There's some old faces here that I haven't seen in a while. There's some faces I had hoped I'd never see again. But you paid. Although, as I said last night, at least a couple of you are here because we've had unfortunate deaths for people that were going to be here. And shit happens. I was just reading a long fucking email from one of you, not you, but from years gone by. And the 5 years happens overnight. And regrets are a bitch. Regrets are a bitch. Some of you are here because you felt that you should have accomplished more, and you should have. We're going to talk a little bit about the guy that broke the current record of 73. He holds the current record of 73 days. He broke a record of Captain America, and the kid that did 81 days, a Canadian. But the 73-day record is by an old man, forgive me, 61 years old, who actually listened to what I have to say verbatim. Does everybody for Shane understand verbatim? Syllables by syllable. Why does it never... and you wonder why I have trouble with Indians. Okay. Syllable by syllable. And he went out and did a deal in 73 days, which is pretty remarkable. And he thought he did it in 58 days, because he first announced it to me 58 days, but then he had to retract it because either the seller, I don't know what happened, but the seller reneged or something happened. But he actually did it in 58 days, which is pretty remarkable. And you've asked me before, and the kids on YouTube always ask, well, if I were to do it, how long would it take me? 7 to 10 days. Around the holidays, 10. That's from the day I left the seminar. This is all your shit for, not when I say shit, you know what I mean. From the day I left the seminar to the day I closed the deal. And that's given for maybe 1 or 2 days of me, because I'm old, which I don't need any extra shit because I'm old. But well, we know why I could do it in 7 to 10 days. You've already discounted that, so you're not even trying to compare yourself to me. But 73 days for an old, feeble, 61-year-old man is pretty remarkable. It's pretty remarkable. I could get a deal done before the year end. They don't even return your calls, do they? Around Christmas? Isn't that your excuse? Isn't it? Of course it is. I could get a deal done after Boxing Day, from the 27th to the 31st, using seller finance. Most people in this room and most people on YouTube are taking longer because I'm not suggesting the commercial debt deal doesn't work, but it takes longer. And for those of you in the United States that actually use the SBA provisions, Small Business Administration, it takes longer. And it's not unusual for an SBA deal to take 6 to 12 weeks. 6 to 12 weeks. But a regular commercial debt, 3 to 10 weeks, and a seller finance, I get her to agree today. What is today, Sunday? Okay. I get her, this is pretend it's Monday. I get her to agree Monday, and the deal closes Tuesday. Seller finance. Does everybody understand why I tell you 1-2 million seller finance, 1.5 to 3 million seller finance, and maybe a little combo commercial debt? Third deal, 3 to 5 million, 50-50 or 64. Did everybody understand that? As I said last night in my intro, not everybody in the room, but most of the people in this room anticipated their deal closing before now. And it didn't. Shit happens. Well, fortunately, you didn't die like the other two guys did. Those deals are never going to fucking close. So what's the better alternative? Well, some of you shouldn't have been born, but that's a whole other, I could give a whole other lecture about that. So here, we're going to break down cases, we're going to break down groups, we're going to go over cases, some very sophisticated cases, some not so sophisticated. Many of the cases that you turned in, which are a cross between brain dead and retarded, some of them. Like I said last night, do you really think that everybody in the room gave me enough information to either buy the deal, buy a company, sell a company, or merge it? If you do, then I fucked up in the other seminar. Or did you just turn something in to get Kim and Thelma off your back? I'm here to say that most of you, not most of you, a good portion of you turned something in just to get somebody off your back. And that's the story of your life. If I was coming to a thing like this and I was going to talk to somebody or have somebody coach me, mentor me, whatever the word is that I do here for the next several days, that had done literally thousands of transactions, I would have put my best foot forward. And some of you did. Last night you saw what? Tesla. Now, Albert Einstein said about 3 years before Albert Einstein died, he's the smartest man on the planet. He is the smartest man ever to come to the planet. He is the smartest man in creation. This is what Albert Einstein said about Tesla. Now, if that was coming from you, especially Goins, he said that Tesla was the smartest guy on the planet. It wouldn't mean much, would it? Yet he died poor. For those of you probably know his history better than I do. He didn't have tuppence. He didn't have spit. He didn't have 2 shekels. But the idea behind, and the things you're going to see at night, are icons that thought big. Some of the icons died with a lot of money. Some of the icons died fucking dead broke. And the last couple of days, we're going to discuss how you're one of the icons that dies with a lot of money and not one of the icons that dies dead fucking broke. Dead fucking broke. Comments about Tesla?
Smart doesn't equal money.
Yes, sir, in the back.
Smart does not equal wealth, by any means.
Yep.
He believed into AC and he pushed for it.
Yes, sir.
He accomplished what he did with a partner. He had somebody that was backing him and believed in it.
And then he pulled the plug. Are we talking about the partner, J.P. Morgan? And J.P. Morgan pulled the plug. There's all kinds of different reasons, stories why he pulled the plug. The bottom line is he pulled the plug. What else about Tesla? Did he continue after the plug was pulled?
Yes.
Your plug hasn't been pulled, other than by you. Nobody has gone out of their way to pull the plug on your dream. The only person possible to pull the plug on your dream is you. Nobody else. Whether you're a carpetbagger, property developer from the Caribbean, or you're a student at one of the Ivy League schools, or you're whatever. Nobody can pull the plug on your dream but you. But you. What else about Mr. Tesla?
Well, he was inspired. I mean, he got his ideas came.
Well, some people say his ideas came from, aliens. I watch the science station or whatever it's called a lot, and I've seen the whole series about aliens from 1 to 20, and I believe where there's smoke, there's fire. Thousands of people saying that they saw this, that, and the other thing. Probably something strange, out of the ordinary happened. Now, if I didn't dream it, I read it or heard it on the news the last few days, but President Trump has admitted that he's been briefed on aliens. Am I the only one that saw that in the news? Maybe so. He's been briefed on aliens. And the special place in Arizona or in New Mexico, wherever, 51. Now, that's all he said. He didn't say anymore. But that's quite like the president, a teaser. He did a little bit teaser. I don't think he's being disingenuous when he said that. Anything else about Mr. Tesla? How, if any, are there anything that you can resonate with you, characteristics of Mr. Tesla? Or any of the great icons? Perseverance, focus on the few and not the many, yada, yada. But they're all the same. But for the majority of these days, we're going to focus on the guys that didn't die poor. We're going to focus on how you can relate and the characteristics of those guys and gals. Not gals. We're not going to talk about any guys. That's a lie. That's me being politically correct, adding gals in there. I really don't like adding gals because it's not true for the most part. You can count the super high performance women on 2 hands of all time. 2. And you can take 1 away. Not because they're not super smart, but our structure is probably somewhat archaic, and we're living in some ways back here where I would have flourished. This is my time. I was born 40,000 years too late. I can just boom! I don't like what you say. I'll take that hag. Boom! I get crazy just thinking about it. But that's my personality. And kids, that's why I could do it from Boxing Day to the 31st to get a deal done. And why most people can't. Do you understand? Because you're not aggressive enough.
Well, like Tesla, too. He wasn't ruthless.
No, he wasn't. And he died poor. Just hopefully not like a corrupt Caribbean property developer who steals from the poor and gives to himself. That's the property development model in the Caribbean, and not just the Caribbean, in a lot of different places. But if you had been more aggressive, and don't tell me because you'll lie, do you think you would have accomplished more since you attended the last seminar? It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. The only guy, we've had a couple of convicts come through in recent months. Well, no, I couldn't have done much better, Mr. P. In that 4x8 cell, you can't do much in there. You only get one. Well, to the best of my knowledge, that doesn't apply to hardly anybody in this room. It might apply to one, but you weren't in prison. You weren't in jail. Nobody, limited your phone calls to 1 a week or 1 a day or whatever it is. Although Michael Milken, when he went to jail back in the day, he did more business in jail with 1 phone call a day than anybody else on the planet. And he's proud of stuff. If I remember correctly, he got everybody in the prison he was in to pass the GED. GED is the exam, the equivalent of high school. So he taught all the prisoners how to pass the GED, and he did more business on 1 phone call than anybody else. So the fact that you may have been in prison doesn't really limit your ability to get shit done. And I'm positive Mr. Milken, who I know from another lifetime ago, could get a deal done between Boxing Day and the 31st of December. Any questions before we move on with what we're here to do? Now, I want to your groups have heads or captains, if you will. Marcus, you're the captain of the red. John, you're the captain of the yellow. I just realized how the yellow Asian, I didn't even do that on purpose. No shit, huh? You know? Jessica, you're the captain of the Viking bitch Greens. And Raymond, you're the captain of, what color is that?
Pink. Make it pink.
Pink. It's not really pink, Raymond, but I mean, it's that color.
Magenta.
Yes, that's the word I'm looking for. Can you find your seat?
No.
Isn't it there?
Right here. Okay.
Are you sure you're not an Okie?
I promise.
Okay. See, people from Oklahoma and Texas, that's a whole different thing. I don't want to get into it, but he understands exactly what I'm saying. Okay. Now, I will pass it around. Take the one that belongs to you and then pass it to the other team heads, please. Red is Marcus down there. They're not supposed to be connected, okay? Don't fuck it up, okay? Okay. Okay, YouTube, we'll talk to you later.